Hi everyone, it's Adrian Leah. This is going to be a little bit of a different video. I wanted to talk about cool yarn that you could possibly use in warmer climates. Um, right now it is breezy in this area, but I heard that in March it'll start to warm up and some days are feeling pretty, I wouldn't say warm, but it's slightly breezy, but I've worn tank tops out and maybe a hat or a scarf, um, and a cardigan that is breathable. So I wanted to explore the stash that I have with me. Um, I wasn't sure what I would be able to knit with here. I had an idea of like cotton yarn or things that tend to be on the cooler side, but I did bring quite um quite the amount. So I feel like I will definitely be able to find something to start on, and I do have two projects that I have on the needles now. They're smaller projects, but I feel that I chose the yarn and projects for specific reasons. So um, before I get started, I finally bought one of the clothing items on my wish list to get. I did get it on sale because I had a coupon, but I have been wanting to get some clothes from Hot Topic. You may think, well, how long have you been wanting to do this and do you still want to do this? Yes, I do. It hasn't changed, and I don't get a lot of clothing in the mall, but I do feel like, well, since I was younger, I've wanted to have some type of Hot Topic wardrobe. I'm not looking to get so many things, but I was eyeing this dress for a couple months and I finally got it. So this is the dress, and I really love how I feel like a forest fairy, and it's super comfortable. It has um, like the petal finish at the bottom where it has those types of parts of the dress at the bottom. I'm really happy. It and then today, since it's really late, it's like later than what I usually film, but not too much later than when I usually film, but I figured I would make a video, and um later today I think I'm going to get my nails done. Um there has been some mishaps since I went to the last place, and um just wasn't finished correctly, so everything just kept chipping, and I ended up putting like, I'm not going to show it my nails too much on the video, but um I just kind of painted it different colors that I had, and I only usually go for French tips, and that hasn't changed from what I was feeling like before, because Apparently, I was really not into what I was trying to paint because I have some red in there, and then there's the blue that I ended up with. It's like a muted blue, and there's just a lot going on with it. So I just I feel like it's a relaxing thing for me when things go well. So I think I'll do that today. Um, my nails are this length though, so it's really like I like the extra stability that I not stability, but like brickness of when I get them done. So, that's what it is, and I feel like I'll gradually get supplies for the house, so in case something like this happens again, I won't do what I did. So, I'll show some yarn and my projects. So, I was thinking for a couple things. Mainly the ones that I feel and that I just think that there's something about the wool of the sheep that does well in this type of climate, regardless if it's close to what this climate is. I feel like there's the way of like wool, it is breathable, even well, the sheep adapts and animals adapt to where they are. So this is a these are Ukrainian yarns, and I have been wanting to knit on these. I think I might save this one because um I did want to get another color for this. I know I have yarn, but I feel that if I want to get yarn, I will probably order it rather than try to get it in person here. So I really love these yarns because there's so much of it and it's super inexpensive. This is more of a woolly wool, but it's not necessarily, I don't think it's rough, but it's a non-superwash. And I feel like the more that it's untreated, I feel that it really is nice to touch right now. And it does feel cool. So I really like this one. And then I have like three of these. This is a natural color that doesn't seem to be dyed. And then there's almost, well, there's around 7 ounces per ball. So that's really a lot for the amount that you get for it. And I was kind of thinking maybe I would save this yarn for a test knit, but it just feels really nice to work with. And I do want to work on a garment. I do have 3 garments on the needles right now. Well, technically, I have 4 that I kind of brought out of the storage unit, but the 3 that I have, one's the Icelandic wool, and I stopped working on it because it was really warm to work on. Um, kind of for the Sariola cardigan, the finish pattern, and there is the Bruska pullover, which I feel like I do bring out occasionally, but um, technically it was my birthday cast on, and my deadline for it is like when my next birthday comes around. So that's not going to be until like towards the end of the year. So I'm not too like worried about that one. And I definitely have plans on finishing it because I really want sorry, I keep saying really, I want the garment. So I was thinking maybe these two. I also got a bunch of the cream because um, I was thinking I could use it as a contrast color. Like if I ran out of other creams I that are like I don't have any cream yarns, then I would have this. So technically I would have some cream yarns. But this would be something that I could reach for. But again, I was trying to save it, but now this is getting to a point where I'm like, I really want to knit a garment that is not going to be too warm for me to knit on. And I really like this one. This one's technically, it's like a different line of yarn. It feels slightly different than this one. And this is specifically saying hand knitting yarn. This is, I feel like this was advertised as hand knitting yarn too, but it does feel different. I don't have a band for this one, so its composition is 80% wool, 20% polyamide. It's 100 grams, 300 meters, and it's Ukrainian yarn by I'm sorry, Duxlexa. Oh my gosh, Duxlessa Traders. Um, Duxlesa, since I apparently struggled to say that for some reason. Um, I feel like these would be nice together. This would be the contrast color, or maybe I would do an accessory, but I have so much of this one that I was also thinking, like, even if I did have stuff left over, I could go in another project too. Um, those were the main yarns that I was feeling like. The other yarns that have been really nice to work with are the Rumagard, Phenol, and the JC Rennie. And for a couple of different patterns, depending on what the yarn is for Jameson, maybe Jameson and Smith, I feel that they might interchange, not interchange, but like if you needed to substitute, maybe you would use the JC Rennie. I feel like that's what the not combination, but the associations were. So I do have a Jameson and Smith project actually, even though I was talking about technically room guard, which I did another hat for. You won't be able to see the contrast. It is a low contrast even in person. Um, so I'm currently knitting the ram part, but it is like a delicate hat in a way because the colors they go together, and I usually go for high contrast, but low contrast is nice too. What's really exciting are these um the Highland cow stoppers. I actually got them. God, I'm sorry. Over the holidays. I got them on sale and I got them in a set with the other stoppers that I'll show too. So I am surprised that I really like them because I don't usually use my stoppers that much. I don't mind using stoppers, but these are just really lightweight. And I don't know if it's because they're just a different brand, but it's kind of nice for the Chow needles because I don't use the key to tighten it, to tighten my needles with the cable, because sometimes I feel like it takes a little bit to undo them if I want to switch the needles up or just take them apart. So with it being more lightweight, it doesn't put extra weight on the needles, and they're fun to have. I love Highland cows. They're my favorite animal. And I put this project down for a little bit because I did start the tarot deck bag for the Hutzel tarot that's coming from Ukraine before I get into that one. So this is fun to have too. Like I did try it on and it kind of just blends with my hair anyway. So it is nice for me. I don't know if I would gift it, but um, I feel like it's definitely wearable. Oh, my nails. And I have a couple of different things because I get cranky when my nails are not how I want them to be. So I'm going to probably spend time to take the polish off, and then I don't think I have to start all the way over with them, but if that's what happens, that's what happens. But um, I'll just maybe I'll try to prepare a little more. So my federal tax return came in, which is great. I and then the state tax return should come in at some point. I'm not sure when. I should be getting it because it would equal the amount that it said I would be getting back. But definitely nice. And I'm still thinking on whether or not I will get the featherweight sewing machine just because I love my sewing machine that I have right now. And it's not like I won't use it. I feel like I might keep it in a location, maybe here for now, and travel with the featherweight because the featherweight is lighter. So it's um I did spend a little less on my oh my god, my sewing machine. So I got it for around like $80. And I'm not sure if I even had to take it to the shop, but it would have taken me a while to figure out which way. Like it was just like one thing. And it was me like the direction of threading your needle, and for some reason it didn't like occur to me. And it started working, but I mean I did get the full clean on it because it is a vintage sewing machine from the 1950s. So, um there was some discoloring when I was sewing anyway, but altogether it's still less than 200. Featherweights do tend to be more expensive, so I'm kind of thinking maybe I could try doing like the bidding things well, on eBay. I'm not sure because I don't really do them. And some of them they last for like a couple days, and then I'm like, I don't want to just be stalking that page for whatever it is. And it's not like these things don't come up on listings. They still come up pretty frequently. So if I don't, I don't, and it's fine because I did like treat myself to something. And for the car ride, I did get a drink, and that was fun because I like to have car drinks, just like trying the different places. Um, so I just really love this, and it's just so comfortable because I gotta be careful about fast fashion and that when you buy these clothes, they're an investment because it's like that commitment to having this item of clothing for a lot of the times, unless you're going to be doing something where you're not throwing them away and then it turns into that pile that adds to that landfill. So it's like I try to make sure that I really like it. And sometimes it's faster where I get it more, well, I get it right away. And then other times I ponder. So, um, now I did make like a hot topic wish list. There was a thing with that because I went there because I moved around so much and my information changed constantly, and the website made it like weird or it was glitching to where I couldn't change information on it. So then I made a new account with another email, and I don't usually use this email, so it was like it um it had a different, what do you call it? Like after the at sign. So it wasn't what I usually had for the email, and I typed it in incorrectly, and then I had to like call customer service, and luckily they disassociated that number with that account so that I could redo it. But I called the store just in case because to get the discount, I purchased it online. So I'm happy that it all worked out because I was kind of nervous. I was like, oh, I messed up. Um, but as soon as I like put it on, I just felt like so, so happy with it. Um, other yarn. So this is the Retro Sarya Brusca by Rosa Pomar. And this is the yarn that was in collaboration with the Brusca pullover. This is what I wanted to use for the next project with black. I don't have black, but I wanted to get it at some point. So I was kind of thinking like maybe I would hold off on using it, but I'm thinking about it because I kind of really I want to knit on something, but I'm not sure what I'm gonna knit on. I feel like maybe I'll find a project with the Ukrainian yarn because it just feels like something that I could use. So, and knit comfortably. I kind of wanted to do a regular sweater, but I always rip into my sweaters and make them into cardigans. I feel like that's going to be no surprise because the next one I kind of really want as a cardigan. And I'm like, I don't have a lot of sweaters well, by Jenna Kostet, the Finnish knitwear designer, a lot of times I like just cut open the patterns and I kind of want it to be like one pattern or not one pattern. I kind of want it to be like not cut up. So I'm thinking about it, but there's a pattern that I have printed out that I have the I have it and I feel that I would really want it as a cardigan. So I'm kind of debating, but I actually think it would be really nice in the cream and blue. Another, well, I was thinking about pairing it with, if I did, the Prairie Spun DK by Brown Sheep Company Inc. And I have a lot of this one, so I do want to keep the yarn together, and I love green. It's honestly kind of surprising that I don't knit as much green as I used to, but when I first started knitting and crocheting, um, I learned how to knit first, and then I crocheted a lot, and then I knit a little bit at a time. Um, and I would mainly knit green. And I still love the color, but it is one of the acrylic yarns. And I try to go for the natural yarns if I can, or at least like have it like a mix of different things. So even though this is a DK, well, it's a 3-ply yarn. I feel like in the US needle size 6, because this is a 6 too. And this is like what is this one? I don't see it specifying, but it's a US 6, like this one. And I would kind of think that this would be like more of a medium, but I was thinking maybe combining them together. There's a garment that Teddy has where it's like a green and red combination, and I've been trying to find like the perfect green and red to do with that one. I did see a combination that I really liked in the store that I ever got, and because I was working on something else anyway, and I feel like I did take a picture of it on my phone, but I don't think I would get it like anytime soon. But it's something to think about. But I really want to. I'm trying to save the Brusca, but maybe I could just use the Brusca and call it a day. So the other project I'm doing, the Pray for Ukraine pattern. So it's a mitten pattern. I'm doing it as a tarot bag. And I did Judy's Magic Cast on, so that's the bottom. I'm really happy that I started the bottom. I really love making tarot bags. I think it's fun. And once I get more further into the trident, I think it's going to go quicker because I won't be carrying as much yarn. And then there's a couple more. Well, with the Prairie Spin DK, I also have some cream colors to go with it. So, like I said, it says DK, but I feel like I can match it with the worsted. So there's that one, and then there's this one. So this one is the Malabrigo Rios in Ivory. This one's saying US 7 to 9, but I feel like it'll be a nice combination. So this is more like a yellow type of, well, it's ivory. If you can see it. Then there's this one that has more gray in it, and this is the Barocco Vintage, also medium or worsted, and the recommended needle size is 7. So they're a little different, and they're washing out still. Then another combination that I was thinking that's still technically kind of what I was talking about is the green with more of a gray off-white, and this is the rim guard phenol that I used for my other hat. And I've just been knitting a lot of hats lately. I've been enjoying them. There's this one hat that I think I'm going to talk about. It's a free pattern that I want to knit up. There's also the sunflower one that I wanted to knit up too. So that's most of the, well, that's all the stuff that I wanted to show. Oh, sorry, TMI, I had to I had to go to the bathroom. So, um, today was well, yesterday was a good day. Today is going to be a good day, and things are well, and I try to make every day kind of exciting, like make it something to look forward to, even though like it might be small things, but they're you can, it's good to, I feel like it's a good exercise to find like the happiness in those small things too. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in another video.